Hey everybody, this is Mitch Ferraro from F Street. I hope everyone's having a great day out there today. I am the investor relations manager, and I have the privilege of sitting down with one of our development associates, Lane Guger. Lane and I actually we sit like right next to each other. We get to bash each other all day. We have a good time in the office. But so today with Lane, I kind of want to talk about a lot of different things. Lane, one, we just had some interns start today, which is really cool. They're going to come in and get a bird's eye view of what F Street is, and I kind of first want to start out with that. And dude, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're a super busy guy. One of the cool things that Lane does, he underwrites a ton of our equity deals and makes sure that we're getting what's called LOIs out in the marketplace so that we can try to purchase and acquire different asset classes in real estate. So Lane, again, thank you so much for your time today. But Lane, just kind of start dive into the internship program. Again, we have interns starting today. They're coming in, they're kind of green, but they also have a knowledge of real estate. So give us an understanding of what we're doing from that aspect with these interns. And I'll kind of just let you take it from there.
Yeah, thanks, Mitch. Appreciate you having me. I think I'm like your eighth guest, so it's better than nothing, I guess. But
That's right.
first or second would have been nice. No, thanks for having me. Yeah, we're really happy to get the interns in this week. It's been a process for us. This is the first time we're really running a true intern program here at F Street. Prior, we've had interns, but it's been kind of friends and family. You know, who's and whose son is going to actually be joining us this summer. This is great, which has always worked out awesome. We've had some really good kids in here. But this time we put out an actual application process on our website. We sent it out to a few different schools, some Big Ten schools, some local schools like Marquette. And we got over 100 applicants for these positions, 100 qualified applicants who, took their time and crafted resumes and cover letters towards F Street. They went through a kind of a long application process.
Yeah.
We didn't make it easy. You had
Right.
to answer some hard questions that ChatGPT couldn't just cook up the answers for you. They had to put some video submissions in explaining who they are, what they're about, why they want to join F Street, and it culminated in a couple more rounds of interviews. And we narrowed it down to two candidates. So we're really excited to have them on board today. One of them goes to Indiana University, and another goes to Marquette. So yeah, they started today. Like you said, they're a little green, but they're doing awesome so far.
Yeah.
We've dumped a lot of information and knowledge onto them today, and I'm sure their heads are completely spinning right now. Shout out to one of our interns, Connor. He's actually subbing on my slow pitch softball team tonight. I cornered him into doing that because we're short a guy. So they've had the full experience today. It's been really good, and I'm excited to have them for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, that's great. And like it's drinking from a fire hose. I saw you guys talking with them today. I can just imagine what their heads are feeling like right now. And I know that they went through a pretty long process. I mean, just kind of speak on a little bit, like when did they start the process to when we are today, and how long will they be with us?
Yeah, so we started the process, I believe, back in January. We put out some flyers saying F Street's hiring a couple interns. Program runs from the beginning of June to middle of August. Love to have you apply. I expected to get 15 to 20 applicants,
Yeah.
but these kids are really good. I mean, we had so many good applicants that put in a ton of effort, and they're super sharp. They're way smarter than I was at their age,
Yeah.
and worked really hard to get this position. So the two that we ended up hiring really stood out. Um, but yeah, they went through 3.5 months of interview process
Yeah.
and applications to get to the final interviews, and they stood out. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. And how long will they go for now?
they'll go from today, June 2nd through August 15th. They'll be with
Nice.
the company. So they'll be around for the F Street golf outing. They'll be
Yeah.
around for a bunch of good stuff this summer. Unfortunately, here at F Street, we do actually work during the summer, unlike some other firms. No, I'm just kidding. But they'll get some great experience. We're not going to have them hyper focused on one aspect of our business because we do a lot here. So we're hoping to get them involved in a lot of industrial acquisitions, some multifamily developments that we have teed up right now. So even though it sounds maybe boring, they'll get to go sit in on common council meetings and
Yep.
planning commission meetings at different municipalities. They'll get the chance to underwrite some deals, to reach out to brokers. So they'll get the full gamut of what we do here. And I think it's going to be super beneficial for them. And it's also going to be really helpful to us to have a couple extra pairs of hands
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
help us
that's
with our
great.
work.
That's great that they are going to get this kind of firsthand experience of what it is to work at F Street. They're not just going to be super focused on one thing. They're going to get a very broad overview and hopefully gain some experience and build a resume.
Yep.
So that's really cool. Now, I want to touch on a little bit. I was talking on the intro about, we're kind of in all over the community, but I want you to kind of speak on some of these associations, these commercial real estate associations that are out there that you're a part of, that our development director, Nick Young, is a part of. Kind of touch on just what those are and give people an understanding of, why it might be beneficial if they are a part of the real estate game. Like, why would that be important for them to be a part of something like that?
Yeah, definitely. There are a bunch of really good ones out there, and I apologize if I miss any, but there's CarW that we've been involved in the past. There's BOMA, AOMA. Nick and I are really heavily involved in NAIOP, which is an organization that really centers around developers, but has a lot of different folks from different industries circling around it, real estate that participate quite a bit. So we have architects, we have builders, we have developers, brokers, pretty much anybody that's involved in any aspect of commercial real estate can be involved in NAIOP. And it's a great organization that hosts a lot of events throughout the year, do some charity work. Nick is actually the acting president right now.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. I serve on our developing leaders committee, so that's people under 35 within the organization, which is quite a few. But it's one chapter here in Wisconsin out of many throughout the country, and it's a really great group. We love to be involved.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to touch on is, you talk about these organizations that you're a part of, like, as an investor that might invest with us here at F Street, why would that be important to them and why we're a part of these organizations within our communities?
Yeah, I think so much of real estate is your network. And I know it's so annoying when people say your network is your net worth,
Hmm.
but really it should matter to our investors that we're heavily involved in our local networks because when you're involved in your local networks, you're meeting with the right people, right? You might meet with the right builder who's going to
Yep.
give you the best budget on a new multifamily development, right?
Right.
You might meet with a broker who has new deals for you. You might meet with an architect who is a really nice new, maybe eco-friendly, sustainable design
Yeah.
that's actually going to cost us less in the long run. Who
Right.
knows, right? But staying involved with these people, getting influence in the market,
Yep.
right? Even if that's with bureaucrats, with cities, people are seeing Nick's name, people are hopefully seeing my name,
Yep.
people know Scott's name because we're
Right.
involved in the market, and that's why it's important for us to do so, and it hopefully benefits our investors as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. I think just always having our name out there and having good people like yourself, like Nick, in those organizations that are having very positive influence within those organizations, I think only benefits our investors because, like you said, it keeps us connected. You never know what type of deal you're going to, kind of put together just because you are out in that network and people get to know who you are. And if people were interested in something like that, like how can they get involved with those types of associations?
Yeah, either reach out to me or reach out to Katie at, I believe it's naop.com. I apologize, Katie, if that's incorrect. But look up NAIOP, NAIOP. They do great meetings throughout the year. They do a golf event. They do some clay shooting. There's a lot of good events, and it's just good to meet other people in the industry. Like 60 to 70% of people that I've met in real estate here has been through NAIOP. It's
Yeah.
just great to connect.
So great networking organization, something that, people can learn from other people, but it's all people from all across different industries within real estate. So it's a great opportunity for people to go out there and kind of get their feet wet and just learn a little more from different aspects that are going on. One of the things I kind of want to touch on too is, as we continue to try to develop and try to build our brand, touch on a little bit like what your kind of day-to-day operation looks like. I know we're bringing in these interns because we have a lot of work to do, right? And to be able to take some off of your plate, off of anyone's plate that's in the office. So kind of give us a better understanding of what your day-to-day kind of looks like. I know you go through a lot of underwriting. You're working on spreadsheets all the time to make sure at the end of the day that we want the numbers to work for our investments. But give us a little dive into what your day looks like and how you're trying to help develop F Street.
Yeah. I'd say my day to day, at least at this current point in time, has really two points of focus. One is acquiring industrial buildings throughout the country.
Mhm.
So a lot of that is researching and finding these industrial buildings, which is something that our interns are going to help a lot with.
Yep.
I don't have a ton of time to do market research, so they're going to be able to go, you know, we think we should buy in Western Arkansas right now, or we think that the Gulf Coast of Florida is a great place to invest in right now because they're going to have some time to be able to go look at different markets, understand where vacancy is, understand where the value is and do that for us. So that's great.
Yeah.
So part of my job is sourcing those deals. A lot of that comes from just doing the work online yourself. A lot of it comes from talking with brokers all day.
Yep.
And then the hard part is underwriting and working with the seller on actually getting to the finish line.
Yep.
So if you can do that, which we've been very fortunate to be able to do that a few times this year, and we hope to continue doing that, that is a big part of my job. And just continuing the process, it's like we're juggling 15 different deals at once, making sure we're all staying on top of it as a team.
Yep.
and getting to the finish line on some of these industrial acquisitions.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's just dive a little bit
Yeah.
into, we are doing a lot of underwriting. We are trying to source deals. Give us a little understanding of what the pipeline kind of looks like for us. Maybe just from an industrial standpoint or a development standpoint. What are you seeing, and where do you feel like investors might get opportunity from us coming up in the future?
Yeah. Well, I'll start with the industrial opportunities. I'd say we look at 5 to 6 new deals per day.
Yep.
Out of those 5 to 6, we probably write 2 letters of intent. Letters of intent, I guess. I shouldn't pluralize intents. They are intense letters of intent. But letters of intent explaining that we'd like to purchase the building. So after we've done all of our underwriting, understand where we think the purchase price should be,
Yep.
we offer on that, and then we have negotiations back and forth.
Yep.
There are going to be, I believe, in the next month, probably 2 to 3 industrial acquisition opportunities.
Okay.
Those are going to range from, hey, this is a 20-year sale leaseback, meaning that the owner of the building is going to sell it to us and lease back from us as
Yep.
well. So it's usually an owner operator that does this, which is a safe deal. We'll probably get it at a lower cap rate, but it'll have decent cash on cash returns. It'll be a safe deal, and it will be a long hold.
Yep.
We also have some other opportunities coming up with vacancy in buildings and leases that are near expiration,
Okay.
which are more risky. You have more value to be created there.
Yep.
But we do a lot of underwriting in these markets, making sure that we're taking calculated risks
Yep.
here
Absolutely.
going in. So I believe there will be 1 or 2 of those in the next 1 or 2 months too.
Yeah. And just for people to better understand too. So, right, tenant in place, lease back,
Yep.
not as risky, right? Because the tenant is in place. You're going to negotiate probably what the rents are going to be. It's going to create cash flow. Now, the ones that have a little more risk, there's probably a little more upside, but that's because there's more risk, because obviously if there's vacancy, we have to create the value by either maybe doing something to the building or finding a good tenant, and I just kind of give us a brief understanding of if that's what a deal might look like from
Yes.
an industrial standpoint.
Yes, and I get a lot of grief around the office for accidentally coining the term upside risk one time. Upside risk really isn't a risk. But yes, there's more upside involved in the deals where there's risk. There's risk in a building that's nearing vacancy because a tenant's about to expire, and maybe the current owner's loan is about to come due,
Right.
and they're scrambling and they say, we need to get this off our hands.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we think we can backfill this building with a different tenant because we know this market's great. Maybe it's an awesome building that has a great clear height, so it attracts a lot of different users, a lot of dock doors,
Yeah.
is right off the interstate in a good market, right? There's a lot of different things we look at. But if we believe it's a great building and we know that there's value in there, we know we want to take the calculated risk.
Yep.
We want to be smart with our investors' dollars, and we always underwrite to the nines to make sure that we do that. But we'd like to take those calculated risks and explain to our investors, who
Yep.
are also willing to take those calculated risks, why we're doing so and what value we believe we can drive with those acquisitions.
That's awesome. And that's one of the things that we try to do as well is, if we start getting these deals, and as an investor, if you are with us already, or if you're thinking about being an investor with us, when these deals come, a lot of times they fill up pretty quickly. But there is an aspect that we also give our investors of, we educate them on what the investment is as best as we can. So one of the things that Lane does a really good job on is, if at some point in time you do see an investment that is an equity deal, we call these like our equity deals, the industrial deals, the multifamily deals. If it is a deal that you like and you want to learn more about, we have Lane or one of our other development associates, Brian, kind of just hop on a call with you and educate you on the deal. Take 15, 20, 30 minutes to go through and talk about what that deal may look like.
Yeah.
And it's something that we try to do with all of our investors that want that understanding of the deal. So just know, like, if you want to get into a deal with us, this isn't just like some high pressure sales scenario where we're going to be coming in and saying, do this right now. Although the industrial deals have been filling up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So you do have to act quickly on them. But You can let us know that you're interested. We can try to hold a spot with you. And then maybe the very next day or that same day, we hop on a call, we get you to understand the deal. And if it is something that you want to move forward with, then you move forward with the investment. Lane does an amazing job with stuff like that. Brian does an amazing job. Just kind of to wrap it all up, Lane, give us just, something that you feel like, what is one of the top things right now that you feel like F Street's just doing really, really well on that side of the business? And how are we making sure that we continue to do well and continue to grow?
Yeah, I think as time goes on, we're getting better at siphoning the deals that make sense for us. Our underwriting criteria is getting tighter. Our buy box is getting better, understanding where we're looking in the country, what type of asset we're looking for.
Okay.
We can kind of count out the buildings that we don't have any interest in, don't believe there's value in, and really dive in on the ones that we do have interest in. So I think we're getting a lot better at that. We're also really building out our multifamily pipeline right now. Just a quick shout out to Nick Young, who's our development director, who is really busting his butt on finding us multifamily deals. We
Yeah.
have 3 under construction right now in West Bend, Wisconsin, Brown Deer, Wisconsin, and Oak Creek.
Yep.
And we have another one coming up in Oak Creek soon.
Yep.
A few others throughout the state as well. I think we have 5 teed up for this year and next year that we're really, really excited about.
Yep.
Those deals are a lot more difficult than the industrial acquisitions. There's
Sure.
a lot that goes into development,
Yep.
but it's something that you can do when you have somebody like Nick on your team that really gets these deals, can work with the municipalities and the banks and line everything up to be ready to go. So be excited for some more multifamily deals with some good returns coming up soon.
So as Lane is saying, you guys will see those deals as they come up. Honestly, the best way to be involved or see these deals and have no obligation to invest with us, but go to fstreet.com, sign up for our investor portal. If you don't have your accreditation verified, because every single investor that comes inside of our any of our funds has to be an accredited investor, get your accreditation verified. You'll see then everything that's coming up. So if there is an opportunity that catches your eye and fits your investor profile, it'll be something that you can connect with us on, and we can give you a better understanding of what that deal looks like and hopefully have you invest with us. So Lane, man, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. If you are interested in investing with us, again, go to fstreet.com. You can also reach me, Mitch, Mitch at fstreet.com. You can reach Lane, Lane at fstreet.com if you have any development questions, any type of questions on the equity side of the business. But thank you for everyone thank you for everyone for coming and joining us today. And again, Lane, really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me, Mitch. Appreciate it.